Oh, Jet.
Yeah.
Jenna asked me to tell you that she hates you
Yeah?
for picking this movie and subjecting her to it. So
Excellent.
she gave it a 0-star review on, on whatever that movie rating app is.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Part 2, The Sequel Continued. It's a show where we watch some movies, discuss them, and then conceptualize a sequel that nobody asked for. Not one person. Nobody. Not even Roland Emmerich wants to make a sequel to this movie. So, it's going to fall on us now. I will be acting as your producer for this episode, Xavier, and I am joined by...
Moonfall. 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 We watched Moonfall today. I'm Jett.
Okay. And I'm Roger. I'm gonna break this facade and say we watched it last weekend.
Moonfall. My Moonfall hype has only increased day by day.
This is somehow gonna cancel us down the road.
My mental health has deteriorated. What was that, Roger?
I was saying that Jet's enthusiasm for this movie is going to somehow get us canceled down the road. I don't know how.
Yeah, we're going to find out that the production of this movie killed 7 people and the moon.
Well, all right, guys. Yeah, like Roger said, we did watch this movie a week ago. We had some technical issues, so we had to push it back. I don't think we ever explained, since coming back with Jett, that we're not really scheduling regular releases. We're kind of aiming for more of a bi-weekly sort of thing. It might vary, depending on how we're, where we're at the moment. Jett was busy, and Roger and I are just sad boys. So
we're really aiming for quality over quantity, which is why we watched Moonfall to generate the highest quality podcasting experience possible.
Keep saying that.
What was this movie up against? Was Roger. What was your pick?
Mine was Fresh. A great movie.
And then I had picked a Liam Neeson crapper called
Lie to Me or
Honest Thief. Honest Thief. Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Exactly. Someone in the polls said never heard of any of these, and to that person I say, good for you, man.
Weirdly, there were people in the comments of the poll suggesting really badly wanting us to watch Illumination's The Grinch. 2 different people suggested Illumination's The Grinch. Not on the poll.
We'll have to make a poll against the 3 Grinches, the Jim Carrey, the Illumination, and the original one.
And then we'll make a sequel based. That'll be for Christmas. Christmas
fun.
this year. We'll do.
That.
Yeah, we'll have to remember that idea.
Maybe we do a sequel to each of the different Grinches, totally different depending on the Grinch.
It ends the same way.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how
I
Illumination's the Grinch.
Yeah, that one's pretty different from what I did see, because I was working at a movie theater at the time.
So shame on me, I guess.
I just want to jump into recapping this movie right away, because I want to get this out of my mind as soon as possible.
Moonfall, what a topic. What could possibly happen in that movie?
Oh, Jett, I told Roger right before we started recording, I did not feel like writing a recap for this, so I literally just copy and pasted off of Wikipedia, their synopsis. So I added a few things in there. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. The plot's Moonfall. 2011, 3 astronauts, Harper, Joe, and Marcus, are on a space shuttle mission to repair a satellite when Galactus from Fantastic Four arrives, the Silver Surfer interrupts them, killing Marcus and knocking Joe unconscious before tunneling into the surface of the moon. Harper, the only witness to the swarm, returns the crippled shuttle to Earth, but his story is dismissed and he is fired from NASA. 10 years later, conspiracy theorist K.C. Houseman, who believes the moon is an artificial megastructure and has questionable role models, secretly uses a telescope. Secretly uses a research telescope. He believes that he's the first to discover that the moon's orbit is veering closer to Earth, instantly wasting the movie's only PG-13 F-bomb, because in the very next scene we find out NASA already knows, and they're trying to keep it under wraps. However, KC goes public on social media after failing to get Harper on board, leading to a global panic over a tweet. Joe is now NASA's deputy director, launching a spacecraft to investigate the abnormality. The same alien swarm attacks, killing all the lunar astronauts after they drop a probe into the moon's butthole, letting us know that it is very deep. As the lunar orbit deteriorates, the moon falls closer and closer to Earth, causing seismic and gravitational disturbances. Joe meets former NASA official Holden Field after simply being handed top clearance, who reveals that Harper was discredited due to a NASA cover-up dating back to Apollo 11, and that a military EMP device created to kill the swarm was abandoned for budgetary reasons. With help from her ex-husband, the constantly constipated-looking General Doug Davidson, Air Force Chief of Staff, Joe requisitions the EMP and rescues retired Space Shuttle Endeavour, where we get our second F-bomb written on the side, from a museum to serve the new mission, to correct the moon's orbit and destroy the swarm. Brian, Casey, and Joe launch with the EMP, narrowly escaping to orbit as a gravity-absent tsunami destroys Vandenberg Air Force Base.
If you, the listener, are hoping the synopsis is over soon, this is not even halfway through the movie Moonfall.
Oh my god. Before they even launch, they're just giving their plan, and there was still an hour left in the movie. I had to write that down. I was like, jeez.
The third act begins in the middle of the film.
So they reach the interior of the moon, revealed to be a Dyson sphere powered by a white dwarf at its center, which our heroes seem to have no issue just staring at directly, feet away from it. The Dyson sphere's AI operating system explains, through a child surrogate to Harper, that billions of years ago, humanity's technology-advanced ancestors were eradicated by a rogue AI. They built the moon as an interstellar ark to create and seed life on Earth, but the swarm, the malicious AI, discovered the moon and is siphoning energy from its power source, destabilizing its orbit. Meanwhile, Brian's son, Sonny, Joe's son, Jimmy, and his caretaker, Michelle, try to reach Doug's military bunker in the Colorado mountains, because Colorado's the only state with mountains. They find Brian's ex-wife and Sonny's mother, Brenda, her husband, Tom, who is not the villain, and their step-family. After escaping disaster caused by the moon's proximity, fighting off other survivors, and briefly turning into a Lexus commercial, the group finds safety in a mountain tunnel. When his youngest daughter runs out of oxygen, an injured Tom gives her his own, suffocating to death as the moon strips away the local atmosphere, only for it to be restored a few minutes later. This was simply to give our asshole hero his family back. Meanwhile, the president orders a nuclear strike on the approaching moon, but Doug refuses to comply, with debris collapsing the bunker shortly thereafter, presumably killing Doug and everyone inside. I'm almost done. As the swarm only attacks organic life in the presence of electronic activity, convenient, KC lures the swarm away from their spacecraft with their lunar module, sacrificing himself to detonate the EMP. Something Harper was supposed to do, but seemed to pretty content letting someone else take the fall. Joe and Harper return to Earth, reuniting with their families, and the moon's power is restored, returning it to its regular orbit, but now shed of its rocky exterior. But wait, there's more. Reconstructing Casey's consciousness, the moon's operating system reappears to Casey as his cat, Buzz Aldrin, and his mother, remarking that they must now get started, setting the movie up for a sequel that we now get to make up with a significantly smaller budget, because this movie lost a lot of money.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. We'll keep in mind that we have very little budget for Moonfall 2. Toonfall. That's not that.
Did you guys know? Because I had to look up trivia for this, but this movie was the... How do I word this?
I assume you're going to say lost more money than any other movie in history?
No, it was the most financed independent movie ever made, with like $125 million.
Whoa.
They messed up.
Yeah.
Something went wrong.
Oopsies.
Xavier, do you have a list of movies that the same director has done?
I can list a few. 2012.
Day After Tomorrow, 2012.
Independence Day.
Day.
Did he do Day the Earth Stood Still?
No.
No. Okay.
The one with Keanu Reeves? No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a disaster movie guy.
Disaster movie guy.
Disaster movies.
Armageddon, I think.
No, that was
that was Michael Bay. What was the other one?
Yeah. Hey, let me just pull up his IMDb.
Deep Impact is the I don't know. Yeah, Roland Emmerich. Godzilla. 90s
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Yeah, the 2000
Yeah.
Godzilla. That's
2000.
Right.
Yeah. Oh boy, what a accomplished,
He
incompetent
definitely
man.
did things that we remember, though.
He's
He also
memorable.
did 10,000 BC. 10,000 BC and Stargate Atlantis.
Whoa.
That's. I think we literally just listed off
His entire credit.
the majority of his. Yeah. Oh, he did the original Stargate as well.
So one thing that you all need to know about Moonfall, you heard a lot of characters' names in the synopsis, and I want to promise you, every single one of them is mean. Everyone in the movie is really mean and nasty to everyone else in the movie all the time. It is painful, the amount of misplaced irreverent sass that every single character has in abundance.
You know what else was amazing? The amount of times that the KC character and Harper say that KC was the first person to discover the moon's orbit drifting, when again NASA already knew. They already had like plans and stuff.
Right.
Like he literally just found out the day before, and he keeps giving himself that credit. So that drew me insane. I wrote that anytime they mention it in the movie, which was a lot. I had to write down he was not the first. I also wrote down Tom is not the villain every single time he popped up on screen.
If you've ever thought that, like, maybe if there was, you know, a catastrophe, an apocalypse of such a scale that all of humanity knew there was, in all likelihood, no future, that maybe we would band together in some sense, you know, and try to and find a new degree of sympathy for one another in our final moments. This does not happen in Moonfall.
I'm gonna bounce off with that there. The whole movie. Let's start with the title, Moonfall. Hey, Jett,
Moonfall.
real quick, give me in 3 words. What's the movie about?
Moonfalls. 2 words.
Hey,
Easy.
very good. The amount of subplots in this movie broke my neck. There were so many meaningless things happening that they didn't need to. I'm not even going to say didn't need to film. Didn't need to write down. Like, the struggles of some of the other characters shouldn't have mattered.
Throughout all of the, like, in space trying to save the moon aliens nonsense, it, like, cuts back every, like, 2 minutes to have, like, 5 minutes of random people on Earth in vague peril.
Man, everybody who was left on Earth, I wanted them to die.
Sure.
Like, it didn't
Let 'em
matter
go.
if they lived or not.
I'm shocked they didn't.
I'm not going to go into all my notes because I wrote a metric ton of notes, but I have 3 notes, and these are consecutive. These are 3 notes that I wrote back to back. 1, gravity is crazy now, but helicopters still work. The next one,
That is one of the lines that I wrote down specifically is the moon is rising, gravity is gonna go crazy, and then the moon rises and gravity
right,
goes
they called that
crazy.
one. My next,
The pheromones make the moon go crazy.
Before you move on from that, Roger,
yeah,
I was trying to think when the tsunami. The Wikipedia called it a tsunami, but it's literally just gravity.
it's just water being pulled upward,
towards
right?
the moon. Yeah. And you know, you see the little Humvee kind of start to float off and stuff, and people kind of like floating and stuff like that. And I was just thinking, like, you know, I'm assuming that there's no gravity in this moment. That's why everything is floating up and stuff like that. So wouldn't the shuttle not need as much force to get out of there? So especially since it's already burning like metric tons worth of like fuel.
There was a plot point that they made later on that were like, wait a minute, we're already close enough to the moon, let's just shut off the rockets or whatever. But
They were getting pulled by the moon. The physics in terms of, like, gravity and how different gravitational bodies affect each other was utter nonsense.
there were so many
Another
points.
fun fact: they had they had an actual astronaut on set who was constantly saying, like, you know, this wouldn't work, and Roland Emmerich would just be like, it's just a movie. So
Why is he there?
the scene that Roger's talking about, that you're both talking about, is where the rocket is taking off and the ocean is like floating up and is gonna hit the rocket as it's trying to take off. A scene in Moonfall which does look cool, and then the rest of Moonfall you also have to watch.
If this movie was like 8 posters, it would be a pretty cool line of posters.
Yeah.
My next note was Casey's phone is on the ship, which is an electronic. On the ship.
Yes. Mm-hmm. There's no consistency. The whole idea is that the aliens will kill you, it will, like, attack your ship if they can sense life signs and, like, electronic signs.
Right.
And then that line is adhered to not at all.
So in these two moments, we have a rocket leaving Earth's atmosphere, assisted by the moon's gravitational pull, which is directly above them. And then we find out, like, life signs and electricity, and the giant magnet monster in space attacks that or whatever. But my next note, and I'm reading it verbatim, is Sonny and Jimmy and Michelle get robbed, but who cares? Holy shit.
Yeah, I have that taken down as one note, which is Mad Max interlude is necessary and important.
They're driving. And Sonny is a criminal. He's a criminal. He has a criminal record, and the dad just gives him a gun. He says, "Hey, son, the moon's falling. Here's a gun."
Yeah,
just
like we
here's
just
a gun,
got you out of prison,
child.
but here's a gun. Use it.
Yeah,
it was. It was great, man. What's his name? Patrick Wilson. Sorry, Patrick Wilson in this movie. Love the guy. He's usually super likable in all of his movies, even when he plays like a weird pedophile in that Hard Candy movie. But like this movie, not likable at all. Like the worst character. Yeah. Like I really was just hoping
they're
he
all
would die.
mean.
Yeah,
everyone sucks to each other all the time.
He was ready to sacrifice himself, and then they were just like, "No, that's our hero. He's got to live." But whatever.
Halle Berry, an award-winning actress, was in this movie.
Yes.
Okay. There was a moment. there's actually two moments, but there's a moment when Casey is in the back and he's already locked himself back there, and Patrick.
He's ready to sacrifice himself to save the moon. I guess
they just didn't tell her that they were recording, and she was practicing the crying face. There are no tears coming down her face, and she's just like, like, hey, action! We're filming this. But there's another scene where she is crying. She's giving 110% to this child actor who she's like, "Go back to daddy. I'm gonna be right back. You watch out for yourself, and you blah blah blah. And I love you." And the kid goes, "But I don't want you to go." And it's like, that was the only take we had of that line. But I don't want you to go.
Yeah, the kid was.
I wrote, "Everyone forgot how to act" as one of my notes.
Xavier, in your summary, and at some point we need to write a sequel to this movie.
We should get to that.
But there's so much Moonfall in this Moonfall. You described Xavier. There's a character who, did you say Michelle? Who is the caretaker of Halle Berry's
the random
character's son.
Asian exchange student that's like taking care of her son, who I thought was like maybe her girlfriend.
Me too.
At first or something.
Yes, we all thought that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I did not know until just now that character. I was like, I felt like I was watching like the for Chinese audiences edit of the movie where they cut out every scene of those two characters being affectionate, seeing as like she is clearly. Like a divorced woman raising a child with another woman, and their relationship is never made explicit throughout the entire thing. And then they get to the end, and this woman is successfully taking care of Halle Berry's son, and then they just kind of like look at each other and nod.
Yeah, in the very beginning, Jenna and I thought the same thing. We're like, "Oh, that's like her girlfriend or wife."
Yeah, obviously.
And that is not the case.
They don't do a very good job of explaining anything. Her ex-husband, you don't even realize that's her ex-husband until like maybe the 5th scene that guy.
Oh, this guy?
Like it's
not that all obviously not all women who cohabitate should be assumed to be in lesbians with each other, but
Sure.
it seemed like it. It seemed
Sure.
like it to me.
Sorry, for everyone at home who's just listening, I squinted my eyes. The entire time that actor was on screen,
He looked
he was
constipated.
squinting.
He literally looked like he was about to poop his
And
pants.
he was, like, whispering all the time.
The
Yeah.
ex-husband.
Yes.
You know the line where he's like, my
Yeah.
ex-wife's up there. Because he refuses to blow up the moon with nukes.
And I've got a problem down there.
My ex-wife's up there. I said that right before he said it. I was very proud of myself. Okay.
So there, obviously the former NASA director or whatever just kind of quits and hands Halle Berry her top secret clearance or whatever, her Q clearance, and she goes and meets with that guy, and he tells her about all the stuff before he goes off to kill himself.
Yes, he has an important meeting.
And literally she calls her ex-husband in the very next scene and is like, she gives the code name or whatever, and he's like, yeah, that's this thing. I know everything about that, even though it's been like off the table for maybe a decade or whatever. He just knew about the EMP off the top of his head, which was crazy to me.
No one in the military ever says until the end of the movie, we're gonna launch nukes at the moon. But the whole time, Halle Berry's character's like, don't launch nukes at the moon to her ex-husband. And he's like, I didn't say that. He's like, don't do it. Don't launch nukes at the moon.
And he hung up, and someone else was like, what was that about? He's like, my ex-wife thinks that we're going to launch nukes at the moon. And everyone put their finger to their chin, and they said, wait a minute.
We should launch... That's a great
Why didn't
idea.
we think of this?
There's so many scenes of I think particularly Halle Berry's character just making huge swings. Like when Galactus comes out of the moon, Galactus from Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, comes out of the moon to attack the astronauts that are going up there to investigate it. It's like this cloud of nanobots or whatever, and Halle Berry's character says it's some kind of self-replicating, self-aware singularity. It's everything we feared about AI. And I'm just like, is it? Is that what it is? You see a weird cloud and you know that... Are you sure? It could be several things. And then she's right.
Yeah, of course. It's like with Inception, where they had exposition in every scene and they explain it very well and you understand it.
Because the characters in the situation are experienced and explaining it to someone who is not.
This movie has the opposite problem. They literally just throw stuff at you, and you're just kind of like, "Oh, I guess this is what it is now." The whole freaking thing about the it's like, "Oh, it needs there has to be life forms near the technology for it to sense us." I'm like, "Why?
Are you sure?"
Why couldn't it just sense either or?
I
there's
guess
life
it's
forms
about
over there.
because I guess the precursor race to humanity seeded out multiple planets, and this thing can't take out all of the planets, so it's seeking out the ones that are the most technologically advanced future
they
humans.
even said in when the computer in the moon finally explains everything to us, they say that our moon was the only one that made it out.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So why wouldn't it just burrow into the earth and implode it or whatever? I mean, sure, it doesn't want the moon to go off and find another planet or whatever, but it's so it could literally just destroy all of humanity and then the moon.
Why does it? The twist of the thing being essentially that the alien menace that's making the moon fall by covering up the star inside the Dyson sphere and making the moon lose power. The fact that it is revealed to be evil Alexa from the past was so... I've never felt more disappointment from something as they're okay, so it's just throw out all potential for scope and broad world building. No, there was this one planet with humans on it, and they made an evil Alexa that killed them, and now there's Earth, and that's the only place. This movie is no broader than these two locations and this one AI. Nothing else is going on. If you want this to be intriguing, no!
Won't do it.
So I was struggling to find like the themes of this movie. One thing I found anytime I write something or share like work with people, they're always like, I don't understand what the themes are meant to be or whatever. So I've been trying to focus more on like the themes of the stuff that I've been watching.
Note, usually the theme for this kind of movie is like the perseverance of humanity through intense hardship.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was trying to find that, something about family values, redemption, and all that stuff.
But not really, because like as soon as there's any problem, they just go, oh well, until something comes up.
Right. And then like, 3/4 of the way into the movie, all of a sudden it becomes about like how AI is bad. And,
Yeah.
like, we should avoid AI. Like,
While
it's
constantly
so random.
praising SpaceX, which was like, oh, I didn't
and Elon
think that
Musk
was going to
and
be a
stuff
thing
like
in
that.
this
What
movie.
would Elon do?
Hey, wait.
I think he would go on
Yeah.
Twitter and complain about
So
his
I
ex-wife.
have a question for the two of you. If the moon were to fall,
Yeah.
right? If the moon were to fall, how much of the planet do you think would be affected by that? Okay, do we have all of the planet for Jett X?
Do you mean if it finished
Oh yeah, no, like if
falling?
it like impacted, right? The dang job got done, right? You
Yeah.
would say like,
I think that would end it. I think that would just about
Right.
do it.
At least
So-
half.
now my next question is, how many nations in this movie were working on stopping that from happening?
No, just the
One-
US.
Just the United
Yeah.
States of
And they
America.
literally, it pissed me off so much that they literally would only, not like for the greater good of all mankind, the planet, anything. No, it's like God bless America. The whole movie. I was like, surely America isn't the only country like trying to solve this
Yeah. No.
issue.
There's 4 people trying to save the planet. 4
One
people.
of them works at a drive-thru and is just allowed to go
Yeah.
into space and to press the cool buttons.
The guy
a
who
few of my
surely
favorite
would've-
lines.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
A few of my favorite lines for the movie is as the rocket ship is taking off and the ocean is coming up to like swallow up the rocket because of gravity. Excellent line. I wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. Casey says, "We're underwater, guys." I wouldn't have known that they were underwater if he hadn't said that. Of course, we've got the moon is rising, gravity's gonna go crazy. And then we have it at one point, Sunny is pinned under a tree, and the caretaker comes up to try to pull it off, but she's not strong enough because it's an entire tree. And then the moon starts to rise again, and she says, "Sunny, the moon is going to help us," which is really good. And then at the end of the movie, KC has been recombobulated inside the moon, and the AI says, "We scanned your consciousness. You're part of the moon now," which I really liked. I've been
I'm glad
saying
that
it all
all-
week.
I'm glad that all of those quotes included the word moon.
It was important.
Well, except for the word underwater, but
It's made me realize that moon is the funniest word in the English
So badly did I
language.
want them to show a picture of Casey's deceased father, his British deceased father, just to show Nick Frost, like, and him holding a fish together, and that didn't happen, which was upsetting. But yeah, so Jett, I think that's a good place to start.
Yes.
Is with the moon saying, "You're a part of the moon now."
You're a part of the moon now.
And then
We've got
Casey
some work
says,
to do.
Or no, it's let's get started, and Casey says, started with what? And that is where the audience is left to just kind of assume. Because, hey, I don't think a sequel's ever really going to happen. But but we can dream.
So we have options. I think we should talk gimmick first,
Okay.
right? Because it's pretty straightforward here. I don't think the moon can fall again. Obvious, Mars fall, which would take longer.
We'd have more of a readout on when it's going to happen, yeah.
There's another option. We can continue using the moon. Perhaps the moon can sort of pilot itself like the Death Star and like end up going out somewhere else. I don't have an idea for what that one would be called, but it could be like Moon Go. We'll just kind of lean into caveman speaking like, Moonfall,
Jett,
Go.
Oh, that's such a good opportunity that they missed, is they could have gotten into the moon, seen that it was a Dyson sphere, and Casey could have been like, that's no moon. But they didn't do that. Maybe it was probably a copyright thing, but...
we could do, Sunfall, Earthfall.
Yeah, what if the Earth falls into the sun?
Right, because Mars falls good, but why the fuck would Mars fall into the Earth?
Good question.
I do think obviously involving celestial bodies into this is good, and why not go big and go with the sun? I don't want to Galileo this.
Maybe the sun is falling into the Earth.
Turns out the Earth is the center of the universe.
Right?
Yeah. I was thinking we could focus on a couple different characters. Jenna and I did make a joke that this movie would follow Tom getting revenge on the family that didn't come back for him. Obviously, we can scrap that.
Oh my god.
But what if we focused on Michelle's family and what they were doing on the other side of the Earth during this whole event, or maybe the aftermath of it and whatnot?
Michelle being the
foreign exchange student.
Yes.
Or maybe it's like another 10 years later, and now Halle Berry's character and Michelle are together because, I mean, that's really what we expected.
So that's fun. So what you've suggested here is a what's the term for like a simultaneous sequel? Like,
I'm pretty sure Lion King called it an in-between quill.
An in-between quill, where you could do like what's happening elsewhere. This could save us some budget because it could be like a Cloverfield found.
Yeah, like a 10
movie.
Cloverfield Lane where they're just in a bunker avoiding the moon falling on them. Wait, real quick. I did want to mention
call
this.
It moon falling.
Moonfall Lane.
If the moon was falling into the Earth, wouldn't you want to be further away from the sky and not in the mountains that would be crushed?
I think the whole...
It's all gonna get crushed,
I think the reason
buddy.
they were trying to get to a high point is because all of the coastlines were flooding. Because the moon falling did some real damage to the tides. And I'm not sure if we can get that back.
Isn't there only a certain amount of water? Wouldn't the tides raising over one portion of the planet...
Oh, it would recede on the other side. Xavier.
Yeah.
You've done something.
You could sort of develop it like there's an episode of Beyblade. You know Beyblade? There's an episode of Beyblade
that was a show.
Where it flashes back to show that Moses parted the Red Sea using a Beyblade in the distant past, because the power of Beyblade is the sole power source in this universe. True story. My entire audience knows this. So we could make it so that in the past the Red Sea was actually parted by a previous moonfall.
Oh, what if there were two moons?
And that the biblical flood was a moonfall event.
What
if there was a second moon?
Okay.
That ended up, you know what? That's what it was. There were two moons, and one of them started falling, and this created the parting of the Red Sea. And then when that moon was fixed, it ended up flying off somewhere on an extended orbit, like a comet. And now it's returning into a collision course with the Earth, and we have to pilot our moon out to intercept it to try to crash our moon into our ancient rogue moon before it can hit Earth.
Jett, I wasn't with you for, I want to say 3/4 of that, but at the very end, I'm immediately with you.
Yes!
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all up to the producer. But
wait, so you're suggesting we have a
Moon's
rogue
fall.
moon moons fall.
Yes, returning on a collision course from an extended 1,000-year orbit.
Okay.
Moons fall.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's. We have a second moon falling through space.
On a rapid collision course.
Right. And then I guess maybe Casey's ghost has to find a way to prevent it from hitting.
The movie. I got it. Movie starts. Halle Berry's character.
How long has it been?
Since the events of Moonfall?
Yes. 10 minutes. Like they immediately find out about this other moon coming in.
I'm actually going to say 12 years, only because society fell to a brink, and it takes a while for us to get back there.
We need some infrastructure back. Like we need people to have running water.
We need water to go back to normal in general. So
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
12 years.
Yeah, Halle Berry's character and Michelle. They are. Halle Berry has moved to China with her son. And has moved in with Michelle's family.
Okay.
And because they're in lesbians with each other. And after the events of the first one, and they couldn't bear to be apart.
Squinty McConstipated dies. He gets crushed by building, I think. Crushed by roof of building.
I don't know. You know what? When I was when I pulled that synopsis off of Wikipedia and I was reading through it, I didn't realize he died. I must have been on my phone or something when that scene happened.
I did not notice that in the
film
at all.
He has one of the two keys to launch the nukes, and then he pulls a gun on who I think is the president, and they're like...
Yeah, that is the last scene I remember with him.
The building literally caves in on itself, and he gets crushed. Yeah.
Right then?
Isn't that the bunker that's supposed to save half of America?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no president or military anymore. They're all in that indestructible bunker that was immediately destroyed.
It got very destroyed.
All right. So how is China handling it?
They're probably doing just fine. I don't know. It's probably gotten a rough way because I think it's...
Here you go. Because the moon was directly over America, all of that water had gone to one side of the earth, and every bit of ocean was receded away from China, or away from Asia as a continent.
Yeah.
And then whenever all the water came back to normal, and the moon is at a good distance, and we got into a tidal lock again, minerals from all over the world are now abundant in the ocean's water. And so society is advancing pretty quickly because we're getting nutrition from the ocean.
Yeah, man, hell yeah.
And they also have all that
what
moon
was previously
now.
desert, what has been previously desert, got flooded with ocean water, creating new storm systems. The world is just lush.
We're doing way too well.
Humanity is the virus. Nature is returning. No, everything is lush and beautiful. There's technology. Rare earth minerals are in abundance. But anyway, life is as normal. The son is probably, if it's 12 years later, he's probably a teenager now, so he's probably our new Sonny. Halle
Berry's son, not the son.
Yeah.
I was
not.
I was about to say, what are we doing with the son now? Yeah.
No. And they end up getting contact from KC, from the moon, who's obviously basically just Earth is in trouble again. The moon needs your help. Sorry. Earth is in trouble again. The moon needs your help. And basically alien beams them up to the sun or up to the moon, to help. And they just
immediately fry on the sun.
Yeah. They just fly off into space on the moon.
Oh shit! The moon just disappears.
Yeah. It just leaves.
It's like when the Death Star appears, and then but it's the opposite. The moon just it flies away. Holy crap! What's happening to everybody on Earth?
Well, that's
it doesn't
the thing.
matter. We're not following them, right?
The moon has to go, right? And they're but won't that mess with the tides? And they're yeah. that's just how it's got to be. They'll be fine. But as they're out on this like crazy adventure through space, piloting the Dyson Sphere moon with alien technology and ships and so on, we have to keep cutting back to Earth
and everyone's menial problems.
Everyone's menial problems with the fact that there are no
Brian
tides
Harper
now, and that causes
is being
and this time
arrested for
since
tax evasion.
This time, since the budget is much smaller, we can't do Lexus. We'll have to go with Toyota.
Toyota's fine.
Okay. Deal.
Yeah.
Deal.
Good. All right. So what's happening on the moon?
Oh, bud.
Roger, why don't you give me something?
So, Jett, who all was put on the moon? Who was like beamed up to it?
Probably Sonny, an adult now.
Adulty.
Halle Berry, Michelle, and Halle Berry's son. Meanwhile, the male protag of the first movie is the one who engages in all of the earthly adventures.
So here's my thinking: is like once they're all sucked up to the moon, Casey has to give them this sit down and tell them everything that's going on. Like in the past 12 years, I've amassed such a knowledge that I can literally replay Earth's history on a screen, and they watch as the event that you described earlier, as two moons became tidally locked around the Earth, and the Red Sea was parted due to this. Oh, you're excited. What?
This is a great way we can fill a lot of time. Because the planet is like this like lush post-apocalyptic situation. Throughout the opening acts of the movie, we keep cutting away to some other cast of characters elsewhere on the world, in the middle of like a jungle or somewhere. They don't speak English. And it seems like this just like off to the side story that we don't know what relevance this has except for to show us like what's going on in different places on Earth. But then when Casey takes them to the moon and he's showing them the past, we realize that that's actually out of sync with time, and we are watching like Moses times or the flood times, and we're following a cast of characters. And we find this out as they're replaying. We go back to this previous scene, and the camera pans up, and there's two moons over the planet, and then we have a whole middle of the movie like disaster flick interlude with like the biblical flood.
So these two moons are going around the Earth. One of them gets slingshotted because, like, let's say it got between the sun and the Earth, and like during that rotation it got pulled out and like it's flung off into space. But due to Casey's calculations that he's doing, because he is part of the moon now, which I could assume is like a big calculator, he knows the exact trajectory of that other moon going to be shot back through space and going, like you said, a direct collision course with the Earth.
Back to Earth.
A lot of time has been wasted so far, and if we just let one moon destroy Earth after saving it from the other, what are we doing with our lives? So we have to pilot the good moon, Moon A, in the path of Moon B.
Are we ever gonna get back? I don't know. We have to pilot into completely uncharted portion of space that my moon sensors cannot detect. I don't know what we'll find out there.
And then from a hatch, it kind of opens up, and then two characters from the Moses times step out.
Yes! They were captured by their consciousnesses was saved by the moon.
They have been waiting all this time for a gathering of heroes to save the world that they knew.
What if it's literally Moses? What if it's literally Moses and Noah, like from Noah's Ark, and it's
forgive me.
It's
Wait,
like
which one
Chet,
came first?
I haven't really brushed up
I
on
don't
the
know what I thought,
Bible.
maybe not.
I think those stories are hundreds of years apart.
They are. It would just have to be like from 2 previous Moonfall-esque events.
Give me
that
one
caused
more.
both of these biblical
give me
events.
one more semi-recent event that we could pull another person from.
Semi-recent, Amelia
Done.
Earhart.
There she is. We
Yeah,
found her.
there we go.
She got caught in an errant solar flare gravitational wave that split out of the moon while flying over the ocean, and her plane got sucked
That's fine
up
with
to
me.
the moon.
The science is just gonna have to work. All right. So,
And we
get
will
these heroes
we
together.
will hire an astronaut to confirm all of these things. He will not, and then we'll do it anyway.
Xavier, what were you saying?
So we get these heroes together. What's their mission? Like, how are they gonna save the planet?
So I really want a way for Casey to sacrifice himself again.
Again,
I think what he's gonna do is like right before the big event, he admits that this kind of collision would destroy both things, and he admits that the last thing that was said at the end of the first movie was "Let's get started," and he says, "Started what?" We reveal that what they were starting was the construction of a replica moon.
They just hid it behind
Yeah.
the whole time.
There is a replica moon hiding, and that one's going to be the Earth's new one, and this one
Right, it has the same gravitational
going-
mass.
it's going to be destroyed. Sorry, everyone.
This is incredibly
he just brought all
important
these
because
people
if
up there to die.
this is important because if we get and the replicated moon has to look exactly like Earth's current moon, which the Dyson sphere
not.
moon does not. This will save us budget because when we're filming external night scenes, we won't have to do sky replacement.
And we won't have to use...
So that'll save special
And
effects
then,
budget.
because we clearly ran out of budget, the 2 moons will be held on strings, and when they collide, Lego pieces will fly away from them.
We show
as-
a speculative recreation of what Casey thinks it will look like when the moon hits Moon 2.
So the budget for the first one was about roughly $125 million. For this one, as the producer, I'm going to say we have
$1,000. No,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna go about $200,000.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, well,
We can do that.
We can hit up some college students
I mean,
who know After Effects.
technology these days, yeah.
Yeah, we could make like Spider-Man Lotus and hire a special effects team to make one good shot.
Fair, all right.
And then...
So what I'm getting from this is that KC brought our former heroes and these former heroes back to the moon.
Whose consciousness is stored in the moon.
It seems like on a kamikaze mission.
Here's the fourth twist.
I've been waiting for you to
All
bring up
of
the
them
fourth twist.
have been on the replica moon this whole time.
So it's just their consciousness on the actual moon talking to KC.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think there might actually be a way to make that work. You could say that when the consciousnesses of Moses, Noah, and Amelia Earhart were sucked up to the moon, it was actually replicated on both moons.
I see.
So, like, there's, like, an evil rogue version of Moses' consciousness on the other moon that is transmitted back to infect the consciousness of Moon A Moses. And he's actually been a rogue Moses the whole time, infected by the dark other moon, which I'm sure is also a Dyson sphere.
So are you saying Moses is here to sabotage the mission?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm liking all of this. This is making no sense. It's great. I'm glad to put my money into this.
It's biblical. It's a biblical thing because
so is Darren Aronofsky
Moses was never allowed to actually enter the Promised Land when he arrived, and died before reaching the Promised Land. And so Moses...
if there's gonna be heavy biblical tones, I'm guessing we're gonna have Darren Aronofsky helming this one for us.
Yeah, we'll get him in.
How are we gonna implement the swarm? Because surely, there wasn't just the one. That was the one that found them. But it must have sent some kind of distress signal back, or maybe they've been following this other moon.
Here's
I want
my
some
thought.
kind of like. Okay, before we go into your thought,
go ahead.
I'm imagining a climax that's kind of like a Star Wars dogfight.
Yeah, gotta
be
be
space between like
because
they had those spaceships on the moon and stuff.
Yeah, Casey's been building spaceships inside the moon.
No, you're good. We need Amelia Earhart in one of these futuristic spacecrafts, like blowing swarms out of space.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think here's the thing, right? When this second moon originally peeled off, that was when the swarm originally arrived, or at least a swarm arrived, and took over the moon. But the AI on the other moon managed to knock it out of orbit before it could crash land. So this rogue moon has had the alien Alexa in control of it this entire time, waiting to bring it back to crash it into Earth. And this moon has been the entire time creating ships and swarms inside of it, preparing in case of any more interference from Luna, our moon. So yeah, as soon as the moon gets into this uncharted space to collide, all of these swarms and ships start pouring out of the dark moon to attack the moon. And yeah, we've got Amelia Earhart piloting an ace starfighter out, knocking swarms out of the vacuum.
And Noah too, because I guess he was a ship captain.
Right.
At
True.
some point,
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
They did call the moon the Ark in the first movie, so there's connection there.
Yeah. Oh my god. We're going to get destroyed by religious organizations for this. I mean, I think the Mayans and Mayan historians really didn't like 2012, another Roland Emmerich project. And for this one, don't worry, we can get worse.
We can do this.
Sweet.
So
how does
of course the whole finale?
Moses...
It is still coming towards Earth. It arrives in Earth's just right there.
Jeez, how fast are these moons going?
These moons, too fast, too moonious.
Too moon, too furious. Earlier.
Xavier. Too moon, too furious. Yeah, Moonfall.
So who defeats Moses then? To kind of
evil Moses, an evil
Moses.
Replication of Moses' consciousness.
I mean, it takes all three of the heroes of time and our scientists to really get it
everything
done. Or we don't beat him at all, and we leave this movie on a real fun cliffhanger.
Yeah, maybe this is Moonfall Part 1. Moonfall Chapter 1. And then it gets to the very end and a subtitle comes up that says, "The moon will return."
The moons will fall again.
I really like that. What if instead this battle is kind of still in deep space, right? And by the end of the movie, Earth has its own things. Harper is down there trying to figure. I don't know what the hell would happen if there was no moon, but he's doing his whole thing.
They have the replica
moon has been established.
Right. Yeah.
For budgetary reasons.
And so, oh man, budgetary reasons, great. I forgot about the.
He's dealing with something normal. Like, he's trying to buy a new
parking
Toyota.
tickets.
I mean, have you ever tried buying a car, man? He's gonna be in that dealership the entire movie.
It's from Tom.
He's gonna be like, hey,
because Tom didn't die.
Yeah, that's the twist. That's another
His
twist.
consciousness
Tom,
was
like,
saved inside a Toyota.
Well, we never see Tom's body.
No.
Never.
One of my favorite lines from the first movie
He just kinda,
is
like,
when Sonny and Michelle come out of the I guess the tunnel or whatever, and then Sonny looks up and he goes, "Wait a minute," and he takes off the helmet and he goes, "The air's coming back." And it's like, what?
Yeah. No, my favorite line in the entire movie is the high-speed chase in the Lexus, and Tom leans over and says, "Let's put it in hyperdrive." He switches it to sport mode. It was literally a Lexus commercial just in the middle of that movie. It's crazy.
I'm thinking about this. The what would Elon do bit that happens early on in the movie where Casey is like, should I get involved? You know, should I let out the secret of the moon? And then he says, what would Elon do? Because he's a big SpaceX fan. And then he goes on to do things. The funny thing that I just realized is the movie does answer the question of what would Elon do. Nothing. He's not involved in the plot to save the Earth. He doesn't volunteer a rocket or anything.
Well, SpaceX did donate something. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was like a couple of rockets to help launch the shuttle. But like, also Elon Musk doesn't really, I don't know. I don't really care about Elon Musk. Maybe all the billionaires died because they were also in that bunker in Colorado.
Yeah.
Cool. Moonfall said, "Eat the rich."
You know what? I kind of support the moon.
I kind of support the moon. Moon's kind of
It's
based.
kind of based.
That's gonna be one of the that's got to be one of the lines in the next one because we're gonna have a teenage protagonist.
Yeah, some Gen X protagonist.
Yeah, well, because it's the kid, it's Halle
sorry,
Berry's
what did I
kid from the first movie, who's like 16 now. The whole movie, he's just like he's there being like, the moon's lit.
The moon is lit.
He
writes
like,
that on the side of their rocket. Yeah.
Yeah, he writes on the moon, Moon Squad, fam.
Can we, one of the historic heroes that come out, can one of them be Fuzz Aldrin? Because that's the best character in the movie. Yeah.
The cat?
The cat, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he's
the only character's name that Kristen remembered. So
here's the thing. Noah is piloting the moon. Amelia Earhart is piloting the starships. And so is Fuzz Aldrin.
Aldrin's shooting the gun.
you know what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got like a little pod like Baby Yoda on the top of the ship. And he's like,
Xavier, what were you gonna say?
Hold on, I'm realizing since it's just a projection of her consciousnness or whatever, Amelia Earhart is literally piloting all of them. It's just an army of Amelia Earharts.
Just a bunch of Amelia Earharts.
That's pretty good.
Hell yeah,
I adore that.
Yeah. Maybe Joe Halle Berry's character hops in one of them, and it's kind of like an Alexa with Amelia Earhart's voice, just kind of helping her pilot through. It'd be more like Anakin Skywalker in Phantom Menace when R2-D2 or whatever, was it R2-D2 in his pod?
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, and Anakin's
Is that how he
in Naboo
meets
Starfighter.
R2?
No, he meets R2-D2 on
R2-D2 is one of those repair
ship.
droids or whatever
Yeah.
that comes out. Or what? So, but no,
You don't have to look it up, Roger. I'm right.
But which was it? R2 in the Naboo Starfighter with him?
Yes. Yeah, at the end.
All right.
Yeah, let's try spinning. That's a good trick. It's mostly R2 flying the ship.
Yeah, so exactly like that. It's
what?
It's mostly
it's blowing
Amelia
up from the
Earhart
inside.
flying.
We didn't hit it.
Very good.
Yeah, so it literally will just copy Phantom Menace. Joe hops in one of those things. Amelia Earhart pretty much pilots it for her, but they go into the moon and blow it up from the inside.
From the inside.
We're done. That's the movie.
And then, And then there's
and then, but then,
fireworks, and the new
I guess
moon
then we
is
still
there.
have to. I guess we still have to deal with like maybe part 2, because I do want that
Yeah.
title at the end. At part 2, we have to deal with all the chunks of the rogue moon raining down onto the planet, and we can call it moon falling. I don't know.
Moon sprinkles.
Moon
But
sprinkles.
that one's gonna have to be a foreign flick. We can set it in Argentina entirely, and then we won't worry about any of the other stuff.
It's,
But okay, I
it's
think-
mostly effect shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if
It'd
this
be like-
movie does well, we'll have the budget for that, which we don't for this movie.
Man, I don't know what $200,000 is going to make this movie look like, but
It's
this
gonna
is
None of
be
the
ambitious.
original cast.
good. We
Oh,
get
okay.
lookalikes. We get Hollywood
good.
lookalikes.
let's recast them then. Who's playing? Who's replacing Halle Berry?
Halle Berry as Catwoman.
No,
No, that doesn't make sense. It's the same person.
How old is Queen Latifah? She's not doing much these days.
As Halle Berry. Yeah, that's good. She's not doing a lot.
Hey, great. Who plays the older Jimmy?
Oh, the
Her son.
Jimmy?
Is that the kid?
Who was the kid? Oh, hold on.
Who's the kid from Detective Pikachu? He's
Oh,
still gonna
he's
be,
fun.
Gonna be
Yeah,
on
let's put
forever,
him.
so we can
Oh,
use
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, and from the D&D movie, he played Simon. I don't know
Yeah.
his name, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know his name either. He's got a very recognizable face. Sonny, who
Justice
I
Smith
hated
is
that
his name.
actor.
He was
hated
doing some weird
the actor who
accents
played Sonny.
throughout. He was pulling some moves that I couldn't understand.
Man, Patrick Wilson.
Hey,
Patrick Wilson will do
I was going to say,
anything,
we
so
could
we'll
just
have
get him
play
again,
Sonny.
actually.
Yeah, no, but he's not Harper this time. He's just Sonny. We'll replace Harper with someone else.
I love it.
That's good.
We'll have to
He
do an
aged
older Harper.
poorly.
So,
He aged poorly and
Yeah,
fast.
he had a pretty stressful 12 years.
we'll just get some random old guy for Harper.
I mean,
He's gonna age even more sitting in that Toyota
Yeah.
dealership. So
I want Michael Caine as Moses.
okay.
okay, we're gonna bring him out of retirement for less
Which
than
is
$200,000.
Probably very terrible casting from like an ethnicity
Sure.
representation perspective.
Oh, actually, you know what? I to kind of fit that a little more, ethnically ambiguous actor. We can get Matt Berry to play.
Oh my,
Moses.
I love that.
Oh,
That's
that's
amazing.
good.
He was literally pulled up on my IMDb already. So, and then
Can Amelia Earhart be played by Melissa McCarthy?
Yeah,
why not?
that's good.
Or alternatively, Rosie O'Donnell. It's one of those.
Woof.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting Rosie O'Donnell
Okay,
near this
fine.
project.
If we can secure more budget, I would get Daisy Ridley to play Amelia Earhart. I think she'd do a. If we really want like
you don't think
if
she
we
would just do it for a ham sandwich?
if we want to.
I mean, what has she
get
been in?
Some. I see. That's the thing. I think we could get Daisy Ridley if we
mean,
can
she
get
has
her
a new
before
movie coming out,
they
but-
if we can get her before they start filming her next Star Wars project. I think we could probably get her. I think she'd do a great job. She's powerful.
We could just shoot it on her lunch breaks. Her
Right.
bits. It's all green screen,
We'll keep-
anyways. So
We'll keep her in costume.
yeah.
Great.
I already forgot who we cast for most of these
It
characters,
doesn't
but
matter.
that's totally all right. So let me try to
Go
recap
ahead.
this then. 12 years from the events of Moonfall, the planet's thriving. All the effects that the moon, all the negative effects that the moon had, seem to actually have been beneficial for most of the planet, except for the United States, which was completely obliterated.
Yeah.
They're screwed. Not to mention all the technology that the moon had. You know, what's her name? Joe. Joe goes to China with her new lover Michelle and her now teenage son Jimmy. and Sunny for some reason to kind of help them in their space program, kind of communicate with the moon and kind of get their technology boosted. Then one day they're all just magically transported up to the moon. Casey has kidnapped them because he has a suicidal mission for them to complete. He shoots them through space. The moon just disappears. Harper, who has gone into a Toyota dealership. Yeah, go ahead.
Leaving behind it a replica of our old moon that Casey has been constructing this entire time in preparation. For budgetary reasons.
So literally nothing happens.
No, people don't know.
Earth. It just looks like correct. The moon has just been there the whole time. Okay, great. Meanwhile, Harper is in the market for a new Toyota. He goes into a dealership right as they open because he wants to be out of there right away. Meanwhile, on the moon, they're flying through space, and KC kind of gives them the heads up that, hey, years ago, this thing happened, and we cut away from them. And we now follow an ancient tribe that we don't actually know is an ancient tribe. Maybe they're just what did they call that? Whenever
like nomadic.
Advanced.
No, not nomadic. Whenever they haven't communicated with the outside world.
Isolated.
I mean, they are that, whatever the real word is. Yes.
Yeah, whatever it is. Okay, so there's like a tribe of people that have obviously not communicated with the outside world. All that crazy shit happening with the moon, that was just wild to them. They didn't really pay it any mind. Again, the United States took most of the brunt. This is maybe somewhere in Eastern Africa or Middle East.
Yeah.
And, weird things start happening with the moon for them. Pieces start to fall like meteors crashing through the sand, and they're freaking out. They got to try to figure out what's going on, and we eventually realize that we're just looking into the past through Casey's kind of explanation of what happened with the moon, and he explains that there was a second moon, and I don't know if you guys saw Three Body Problem, the new Netflix series.
I'm familiar with the Three Body Problem.
Okay, so a lot like a three-body problem, the moons are kind of competing for this orbit. One of them is slung-shot out into deep space, far away from the Earth to protect it.
An event which causes both the biblical flood at some point in the past, and probably this framing sequence would be the parting of the Red Sea by Moses.
Oh we'll shoehorn that in. We'll show the Red Sea parting.
It's just happening over there, off to the side.
Yeah. We'll see them parting as two moons get ever
pull
closer,
the ocean in different directions,
just as the other one slingshots, and then it comes back, killing the Egyptians and whatnot. However that story goes. Now
we'll
Casey
make
tells
it work.
Him, yeah, exactly. Now Casey tells them that their mission is to destroy the moon that's on its way back to Earth. But, unfortunately for them, this is a kamikaze mission, and they're going to collide into this other planetary body to avert catastrophic outcome for the Earth. Jimmy, Joe, Michelle, and Sunny freak out. They're like, holy crap, you brought us up here to die. But then they find out that their subconscious is actually on the moon closer to Earth. Actually, maybe their bodies
their bodies
are over there,
on
and their consciousness
the replica moon
is here on this moon. And that's when Casey reveals their team of Noah, Moses, and Amelia Earhart for some reason. And they
Fuzz Aldrin the cat.
Fuzz Aldrin. And they kind of lay out a plan of what they're going to do. Simply just collide the moon into the other moon. But that's when we find out that Moses has double-crossed them and is actually there to sabotage their attempt to crash into the moon.
Sets the moon off course.
And as they get closer to the other moon, to Lunar 2, swarms, the enemy from the first movie, start to come out of the moon, and we realize, holy crap, it's a trap. This is why Moses has betrayed them, because this moon is going to lead the swarm straight to Earth, and they're going to get the job done properly this time. Amelia Earhart jumps into action, manning all of the spacecraft in the bay, Joe, wanting to help out, kind of hops into one, but she's not actually doing anything. She's just
kind of
riding along. Anakin Skywalkering it. Epic space battle. Amelia Earhart taking out swarm after swarm. Eventually, Joe finds her way into the second moon's butthole and blows it up from the inside.
Yeah.
That moon implodes. The swarms kind of dissipate. Yes. The swarm dissipates. The normal moon survives the attack and is just drifting through space now for the rest of the time. Kind of leading...
Go ahead, keep going. No. I'm just so excited. Leading... I just love it.
Just leading the swarm off into deep space, forever leading them away from the Earth. And our heroes wake up on the replicant moon. Fireworks are going off. They've just saved the Earth again, but decide not to mention it to anyone because if they know there's more threats out there, which they already do, humanity might lose all hope. I forgot how we were setting this up for...
We cut back to deep space, and the many chunks of the rogue moon are still on their way towards Earth, and then a title card appears that says, "The moon will return."
Yep. And there we go, and that's our sequel.
Wait, hold on. Harper got his hands on a Toyota Highlander.
So important.
No, his auto loan was denied,
which is a shame
because
he
was fired from NASA.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But then they said at the end,
he gets his keys.
You're a hero.
he gets his keys for the Toyota.
Have a Toyota on us.
Yes, but it's like 2 hours after closing, so he's wasted an entire day.
I hope you enjoyed
he
Toyotathon.
Canceled his dentist appointment for a car.
Damn.
Yes, and that's the movie. That's Moon Falls.
The Toyota Highlander will return.
Is
Moonfall.
Moonfall,
yeah.
The most clunky possible.
Part 1.
Moonfall. Moonfall Part 1.
Hey, you know what, Jett? I'm not sure you watched Moonfall on Amazon Prime the way that Roger and I did. But Roger, I don't know if you and Jenna noticed, there was 2 options to rent Moonfall. They were exactly the same.
No, I didn't notice that at all.
It was just two separate ones. I had to click between both of them just to make sure that there was no difference.
It's the start of the ARG to reveal that there's actually 2 moons.
Yes, it's going to be just as confusing when our sequel comes out, and the only difference is NS between the 2 words.
Yeah.
So,
no one will ever know.
That's how the first movie is going to keep making money. Is that people
accidentally keep buying
that one.
Moonfall.
Oh man, I watched Moonfall again. I meant to watch Moonfall.
When does Daisy Ridley show up?
When they reveal Noah and Moses.
Yeah, they're watching the first one. That was called acting.
Yeah. Oh my god, I was so immersed. I thought you were being serious.
Well, as the producer with $200,000 to throw at this theory, I guess. Let's do it.
Yes!
Let's do it. We're gonna make at least $1,000 in theaters.
We're only being released.
We'll take $200,000 and turn it into $2,000. Investment.
I'm gonna take the risk. But yeah, so that does it for Moonfall. I can finally forget about that movie again until someone else brings it up. Honestly, Jett, I literally not thought of that movie until you mentioned it in your pick last week, and I got flashbacks.
That's the kind of effect I have on people.
So, as for our next movie, I wanted to do something a little different this time. I have 3 movies that I'm going to suggest that are very similar, and I'm hoping they would have a... it will be more of a debate whenever it comes to the poll on which one people will vote on. So these movies are very similar, not necessarily in theme, but in style. And so my first one is going to be, you mentioned it earlier, Jett, Cloverfield.
Ooh.
Second one is Chronicle.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
And then the third and final one, Hardcore Henry.
Hey, I haven't seen that one, so
those are three great options.
Yeah,
because Cloverfield doesn't have a true
Wait a
sequel.
minute.
It has
Xavier.
Yeah.
Did you pick these movies on account of they make people throw
all-
up?
So it was mostly like found footage, but yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, people with soft stomachs are not going to enjoy these picks. But
there's like a Cloverfield cinematic universe, but there's no sequel to
true.
Cloverfield.
technically, I mean, the two sequels, they just shoehorn in Cloverfield. Like 10 Cloverfield Lane, I don't think it barely references the monster once at the very end.
Yeah, very vague.
And then Cloverfield Paradox does reference the monster a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the movie literally has nothing to do with the original one, except that maybe that's how the monster got there. It would be more of a prequel than a sequel, if anything. And then Hardcore Henry just doesn't have a sequel. And Chronicle, on IMDb, it says it has a sequel in development, but there's literally no information. So
Bad Man Max Landis, I think, has written a sequel to it, because I think he was the screenwriter on it. But no, I don't think it's ever been made. Yeah, I love that. I love those options. I'll put those on the poll on my YouTube channel.
Jett, what's that YouTube channel?
YouTube.com/Jett Kuso, where you can find my videos where I talk about toys and nostalgic stuff.
Parting the seas with a Beyblade.
And yeah, I haven't made a video about that, but
Hey,
maybe I
it's a
will.
good plug
You
for
never
it.
know. But yeah, and I'll put the poll up there so you guys can vote on what we should watch.
Thank you
next.
to Peyton Pedkus for the music that we use in this show. I'm not even sure if he still knows we use it. And it.
I think we forgot to credit him.
We
last
probably
week,
did.
So.
Did we?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
think so.
I'll do it again. Thank you so much to Peyton Pedkus for the music that we use in this show. And if you want to find us anywhere, most of our handles are part2_pod, except for on Facebook. You type in the whole title, even with all the special little doodads and accoutrements that you would need to use for the show's title.
Fun. We also have a letterbox, which I will be sure to leave a scathing review for Moonfall on. Actually, what I have been doing is just being like, this is a movie, here's an idea for a sequel, and then just writing out the entire thing that we came up
wonderful.
with. So
yeah.
if you guys want to follow that, the same thing, part2_pod. So yeah, and I think that'll do it for us this week. We'll try to get that next episode out to you as soon as we can. Be sure to vote on that poll. And we'll see you guys next time on Part 2.
The sequel
Continue.